Alright, so this video is going to be simplifying radicals, and when I say radicals I mean square roots and anything underneath it. So simplifying square roots. To simplify a square root, you have roots to be exact, you have to find the prime factorization. So we're factoring until we get prime numbers of the number underneath the radical symbol. We're going to identify pairs, break them out, and then multiply the rest of the leftovers that are inside it. Okay, so what we're going to do, this is 4 times 3. We're going to keep breaking it down as far as it can go. So we got 2 times 2. We're going to put everything that we just found, so these 3, underneath my radical. Okay, and then we're going to have them break out of jail. So we're going to have these 2. To break out of jail, you always have to have a buddy. So my buddy here is 2 and 2. Okay, but it's risky to break out of jail. So when you break out of jail, one of them's got to die. Okay, so then the 2 comes on the outside because he broke out, and we still have the 3 still on the inside. So now we're just going to break this one down. So I know 4 and 98. This is 2 and 2. Let's see, we can do 2 and 49, and 7 and 7. So now we're going to write our big radical sign. We got 2 times 2 times 2 times 7 times 7. Okay, so you're going to find the buddies to break out of jail. So here are 2 buddies, and here are 2 buddies, but one has to die. So then we pull out the 2 and the 7, and we still have a 2 left on the inside. So 2 times 7 is then going to be 14. Okay, so we know this can go 10 and 9, this is 3 and 3, this is 5 and 2, so we have 3 on the outside, then we have 5 times 2 times 3 times 3. Okay, you got to find the buddies. So here's buddies, they have to be the same number. They want to break out of jail, but one dies, so we break the 3 out, and then we multiply what's left on the inside, so 10. Okay, and then we have 3 times 3 on the outside, so we're going to have 9 root 10 right there. Okay, let's go ahead and break these up. So square root of 19 and square root of 16. Okay, let's do our 19. It's actually prime, so it can't be factored any further, but this one can go 4 and 4, 2 and 2, 2 and 2. So let's put those in my radical. We got 2 pairs, but 2 of them have to die, so that means 2 of my 2's come out. So I'll have square root 19 on the top because we didn't break it down, and then we have 4, because we take 2 times 2, on the bottom. And we know square root of 16 is 4. Okay, simplify these. So I would recommend pausing your video and trying it yourself to see if you get the same answer as me. Okay, so I know 6 and 4. This is 2 and 2, and this is 3 and 2. Put them all in my jail. I see 2 buddies, but one has to die to come out, so my 2 is the only one that comes out. And then we multiply what's left, so 6. So there's my answer. Okay, so I know 122. And that's 2 and 61. Okay, and 61 is prime. So 2 times 2 times 61. We got 2 buddies, but one of them dies to get out of jail, so we'll have 2 square root 61. Okay, let's try this one. So if I try to take the square root of a negative number, it will not work. So this is going to be no solution. You can't have a square root of a negative. So let's try this one. 6 and 8, 4 and 2, 2 and 2, and 3 and 2. So let's make our big radical. So 3 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So I got 2 buddies, one dies. So we send a 2 out, send 2 2's out. So it'd be 2 times 2, and then the square root of 3 is still in the inside, so we got 4 root 3. Okay, so now we're going to add a couple letters in. So let's do our numbers like normal. So we know this is 7 and 7. This is x times x. So we're going to put them in our radicals. So 7 times 7, x times x. Okay, now we got to find our buddies. So buddies, buddies, 1 dies to get out, 1 dies to get out. So my 7 comes out and my x comes out. So nothing's in my square root. There's nothing left. So we're just going to have 7x as my answer. Okay, so let's try this. We got 6 and 4, 2 and 2, 3 and 2. Okay, and then I'm going to do my x to the 4th up here. So we got x squared times x squared, or x times x times x times x. For y squared, it's y times y, and then we only have 1z. So now we're going to make a big radical, and I'm going to make it at the bottom here. So it's going to be 3 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 4 x's times 2 y's and a z. Let's find our buddies. So 2's, x's, x's, y's. Okay, die, 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 die. So I have a 2 on the outside, I have an x on the outside, I have 2 x's on the outside, so it's going to be x squared. And then I have 1 y on the outside. And then I have 3 times 2, so 6, and then my z is still left. So that one was a little bit harder. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and erase this so that I have room for my next one. Okay, so this is 6 and 6, 3 and 2, 3 and 2, or you can just look at it and know square root of 36 is 6, but I'm going to do it the long way. So we know x squared is 2 x's, and then we have 2 y's. So I still have my x on the outside, right here, and then 3 times 3, 2 times 2, x times x, and then we still have that y. Find our buddies, so buddies, 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 1 dies, 1 dies, 1 dies. So my 3 comes out, my 2 comes out, and my x comes out. So I got 3 times 2 is 6, and then x times x is x squared, and then the only thing left is my y. Okay, so this one I would recommend pausing the video and you trying it to see how well you do at it. Okay, so the square root of 121 I know is 11, so I automatically have my 11 on the outside. Okay, p squared is p times p, so if I put that in my square root, it's p times p, and then I still have that y. So I have buddies, I kill one off, and p comes out, so I got 11p square root y. Okay, this next one, I can do 8 times 4, oops. So 2 times 2, 4 and 2, and 2 and 2. And then I'm going to have 3 x's on this one, because it's x cubed, which means I have 3 x's. So I'm going to have 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then my 3 x's. So let's circle our pairs, and then kill one off so that we can get them out of jail. So I got 2 2's coming out and an x coming out. So I'm going to have 2 times 2, which is 4, and an x. And then what I've left is a 2 and an x on my inside is my answer. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and erase this so we can do this last one. Okay, so let's do 9 and 2, 3 and 3. We know that's 2 x's and that's 5 y's, so I'm just going to go ahead and do my big radical. So 3 times 3 times 2, 2 x's, 5 y's. Okay, let's circle our pairs. So we got that, 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 and that. Kill one off of each. A 3 comes out, an x comes out, and 2 y's come out. So a 3 comes out, an x comes out, 2 y's. What's left is a 2 and a y on my inside. So there is that one's simplest form.